helping somebody out new. Chaos, so I'm going to give some suggestions, and this will apply to any other new players that come in. So there's lots of things going on in the game at the moment. Okay, you're down to about 900. Well, since you're new, yeah, I was going to say right now, only ever buy the 10+1s during these festivals. They have a festival every 2 weeks. Right now is the Heroes Festival. Next week will be the Clan Festival. So that's rule number one. Never buy the one time for 60 Astrogems. Just flat out, don't ever buy that. But the 10+1 is you save up your Astrogems for the festivals. During the festival, you have a higher level chance of getting a 5-star unit. If you get a 5-star unit during the Heroes Festival, you get a bonus egg that guarantees another 5-star unit. Okay, so that's Hero Festival. Clan Festival, if you do enough 10+1 pulls, you're guaranteed to get a 5-star unit. It'll cost you, depending on what type of clan you're in, of how active they are, it'll probably cost you about 5,000 to 6,000 Astrogems to guarantee that you get that. All right, so that's that to start with. One at the top of your screen, you've got these buttons you can hit. If I press that one, it gives you the option to spend Astrogems to buy gold. Again, do not ever burn Astrogems to buy gold. Just, there are so many ways to get gold in the game. Do not do that. Now, you will run out of Astrogems. I will suggest that you don't spend money to get Astrogems because they charge a shit ton of money for them. You will run out of PvP points. Situational as to whether you want to buy 10 league tickets for the 40 Astrogems. If it'll take you up the next tier and reward you at least 50 Astrogems on a, they do the resets on Sunday morning because that's when they do the league computations for the rewards. Generally, don't ever buy league tickets. Energy. You will constantly be running out of energy. Never buy the 20 energy for 10 Astrogems. Always buy the 30 Astrogems for 80 energy if you run out of energy and you need it. Crystals. Crystals you get by spending Astrogems and summons in the special shop. There is a special shop now that you can spend your crystals on. You got 2 wood Sanzangs and 1 wood... Okay. I will tell you right now that out of what you got, the wood Merlin is by far the better unit. There are 2 units in the game that are both, their base skill is a Courageous Strike, and their 5-star skill is a Courageous Strike. One is a Pinocchio, which was a special event item, or a special event Astromon. Don't expect to ever see him released again. And the other is the 5-star Wood Merlin. That Wood Merlin will help you for anything you fight that has a whole bunch of hit points. So it is a very good unit. Now, crystal-wise, the one I buy every month are these gleams. You can purchase it once per month. It costs you 600 Astrogems. You get 3 random gleams. They'll be water, fire, or wood. And then you can use those to level up or evolution your Wood Merlin or your Wood Sansangs. If you get wood ones. If you don't get wood ones, you can't use them on that. I'm actually surprised you got 3 wood units in a row there. You could get Legendary Light Egg or Legendary Dark Egg to get a 4-star to 5-star Astromon. I would not ever spend the crystals. The crystals are so few. You get like 30 crystals for every 600 Astrogems you spend in the 10+1 purchases. I would not ever, unless you're throwing huge amounts of money, don't ever do the eggs for that. Again, same thing, don't ever do the gold for it. There are other ways to get Mystic Fabric. There are rewards once a month, don't do that. The 4 to 5-star egg, I wouldn't bother with. The book, I mean, the book is situational. I mentioned that earlier. I fought a 5-star Arthur that someone had bought 8 of these books. So they spent 3,200 crystals, and I've got all of like 1,100 crystals right now, and I do maybe 10 to 20 purchases a month of the 10+1s. So now that said, if you wanted to get a variant Chloe, this is the only guaranteed way to get it. Now, if you wanted a variant Jack-o'-Little, this is the only way to get it. But you don't need variant on either of them. Did you get in the mail the light Chloe sent to you? I did. Everybody should have, if you've been playing long enough. Oh, you have enough Chloes to Evo 1 to Evo 3. Okay. Well, I will tell you right now, unless you spent $27 to get the Dark Chloe. Oh wait, is that even her? Chloe, Fire, Water, Wood. Okay, this isn't the... Hang on, there's a special spot that you can buy that. Fire, Water, Wood, Earth. Somewhere they've got the Dark Chloe for sale. Jack-o'-Little. They've got these adventure packs, the starter packs. Well, I know they've got the Dark. I'd have to dig around where they put her, but they've got the Dark Chloe for sale for $27, I think. So if you have $27 you want to throw at it, you could, but I would suggest you don't do that. The Dark Chloe is a great unit, but you don't need her at where you are in the game unless you have a lot of money to throw. Out of the Chloes, oh no, keep going to the wrong spot. Out of the Chloes, then I would recommend you go ahead and build the Light Chloe. You will not have very many light units to start with. It's an interesting unit in that she has a base 30% chance. So 1 out of 3 times that she attacks, she'll restore all of her SP. Which is odd, but when she does that, she then can ult for 70% chance to shock. The shock will in turn, if they're shocked, they can't act their next turn, and you get a bonus damage against them any other hits on them that turn. Now that said, the Fire Chloe I think is an interesting one. Some other people have talked poorly about it, but I think that the Fire Chloe is a good unit, relatively speaking. Its stats are weak for a level 60 unit. It just, hang on, let me flip over to the Evo 3 version. A level 60 unit with only 1,976 attack, even as a tank, and 2323 for defense as a tank, those are both really low. The defense, especially for a tank unit. Personally, I'm going to take my Light Chloe up to Evo 3, and then the rest I'm going to put into Fire. And I'll probably end up with an Evo 2 Chloe, which actually is okay with me, because I like that she's got the little rabbit under her hat. The Evo 3 just does this little card trick that has rabbits on it. So I like that she does the little rabbit thingy. And I might get the variant and make her the variant, so I've got a white-haired Chloe. Now, the Jacks. Yeah, I understood you're talking about the Fire. There is a very strong case for making your Light Jack up to Evo 3. See if I can find my Light Jack. a lot of light units, and it's probably towards the bottom. Yep. All right, so I was watching one of Otaku's videos yesterday, and he is a huge fan of the light jack. It has a very fast animation time, so it's a good farming unit. If you see its attack, it actually has a good attack for a light unit, low defense, but that's an attacker unit's gonna have low defense. When it critically hits, it restores 100% or it restores 30% of its own SP, which there are better SP builders out there, but that's not bad for an SP build. And then also, it's a hunter, so when it critically hits on its ults, it does 50% more damage. So it is a good farmer unit for farming on map stages. Especially at some point, if you get dragon gems on it, there are different, and I'll show you the gems in a second. I just want to look at the story habitat for her. After her evolution, turns into a young girl riding atop a giant pumpkin, each with their own personality. She's grow a few words, leaving room for the pumpkin to do most of the talking. And oh, does it talk, 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 talk? Do you ever find yourself caught in a conversation with a pumpkin? Your only hope of escape is to stuff its mouth with copious amounts of sweets. Dark Jack. Stop dead in my tracks. Well, not dead, but you know, this girl is unlike the snot-nosed Urel or Jeet or any other girls in the village that are standing in the moonlight with its roni and flowers. She exuded innocence and purity, stared at the brightly shining flower petals. Then, as if she just remembered something, looked over and locked eyes with me. So I stepped back, and it was only then that I saw the giant pumpkin she was riding. It was the source of the odd noise I had heard earlier, and I realized that was the source of my uneasiness. Had I known about it sooner, I would have run out of there without ever looking back. As I ran, I heard it say, "Can we eat that moving thing? Is that okay? Can we? Let's eat it." Interesting. They do have a habitat thing, but okay. So, but the light jack is a nice farming type unit. I think Otaku-chan was also talking about the wood jack. I think that was the other one that he liked. Let me scroll down to it and see if that was the. I think he liked that one too, but I'm going to evolve all of them to Evo 3s. All right, so jumping back to helping new player mode. All of the Astromons and all of the maps, you'd see my screen is all lit up. You want to, when you can, evolution all of them up to Evo 3. Doesn't matter if you then throw them away after you do it. Doing so will get you exploratory Astro Gems for every stage of their development, the first time you do it. After that, you still get exploratory. Actually, I still have to do the wood monkey. I have to remember I have to start saving him when I get him. So when I make this one in Evo 3, he'll be worth 120 for having discovered it, plus 60 for having made him in Evo 3, which will be at 120 plus 60, 180. You have 3 wood jacks and 1 water variant jack. Okay, so you can get the light jack in the hourly, in the shop. In this first slot, it's got a 50-50 chance of having a light shard for a jack. So, for example, my soul stones, not the incubators, the soul stone shards, I probably have right now, I don't know, I should have over, nope, I've got 45 right now for the light. So 5 more, and you got 29, you'll still be able to get enough to get it by the end of the event. Just check back every hour that you can. But I recommend getting him. Now, jumping over, so talking about coming here every hour. You want to hit the trees on the ship every hour that you can. They give you free gold. Talked a little bit about evolutioning critters. You're running into gold issues. Obviously, you do the bingos. Now, when you're just cruising through these maps, you're getting both gold and experience for your Astromons. You're going to want to work on a pool of Astromon that are going to be your farming type Astromon. So you're going to need to have, at least a couple of water units and you'll get the water units from over here. The mermaid, the Saren mermaid unit, this healer unit, wonderful unit. I still use it all the time at an Evolution 3 level 60. It's a great healer. And its leader skill gives all your water Astromon defense, which is pretty cool. I think some people really like the Spore Fist, but I never liked how he looked, so I never really used him. Lunar Valley, if you can catch the Candle, the Lantra, he's a good unit for a starting type player. Obviously, the Mihos are all very good units, so you'll want to work on evolutioning up the Mihos to use. If you get a Boltwing to drop, they're excellent units. I still use my Boltwing for Titan type fights and stuff. The Seedler over on this map is the Seedler. He is also a good unit, very tanky type unit. Phantom Forest was the Kokomaru. Some people still use the Kokomaru. He's got a built-in stun, decent chance to get it off for one turn. Oh, you've already gotten one each of the Boltwings? Nice. I'm going to suggest for you, if you want a long-term usage out of the Boltwing, you can plan on keeping it or not. One of the more powerful 5-star units, even now, that you can make. Oh, hang on, let me grab my Nez, who's hiding back there. One of the more powerful 5-star units that you can make is here under the fusion. It's the Light Shiva. Requires an Evolution 3 Stormbeak. That's the Boltwing. I am not using this Boltwing for that. I like my Boltwing too much. But out of the 3 that you have, you might want to consider making, when you evolution something up, working on the Fire Boltwing to start with. And I will show you what people considered sliming, and that's how you're going to solve your gold problems. But for me, at this point, it's just incredibly boring, so I don't do it very much. Effectively, I'm sort of doing it with this guy right now, that I'm evolutioning up to a 30, or an Evo 3. Right, so now he's a jug. But I don't need him, so I'm just going to get rid of him now. Alright, so slimes are the cheap guys. Now, when you do these evolutions, absolutely make sure that you never, ever, ever do 2 evolution 2s at the same time. Because what happens is this challenge, this 10 Astrogen reward that you get, if you've done 2 in a row, you lost the last one if you do it and you don't come back and get the reward here. So every time you do an evolution 2, always come back here and get the reward before you do another one. Because otherwise you're hurting yourself. So now I'm going to do this one's evolution. So that was that one's evolution. This one doesn't have enough yet. I'm going to get another light slime before to Evo 2, and then I'll use all 3 to make that an Evo 3 light slime. And I've got a reason for that. The reason is I'm working on making another Dark Merlin. So I showed you the Light Shiva, right? Light Shiva is over here under fusion. Dark Merlin requires Evo 3 light slimes to make the Dark Penguin, and a Unicorn to make her, the Nifa. So I need to make more of these Nifas. Alright, so to make gold, and what's called sliming, if you're really short on gold, you go to Phantom Forest. For you, in Phantom Forest, if you can access extreme mode, do extreme mode. If you can't, access hard mode if that's where you're at, and you want to do experience mode. It takes, well, you also, the ingredients for the Merlin 3, or the Merlin, jump back real quick. Yes, it takes a long time to get all the ingredients for it, because you also have to have The Shiva, you've got to have the Evolution 3 Stormbeak, which is a legendary. They don't drop very often. The Dark Merlin, you've got to have an Evolution 3 Chimera. Chimeras are on a different map. They also are legendary, so they don't drop very often. So the Chimeras and the Boltwings are generally the holdup. The other things you can farm generally for, and they take time to make. The legendary ones take more time. The Water Monas are going to be great for you. Definitely, especially early to mid-game. Go ahead and make the variants your more powerful unit. Make it an Evolution 3 and put it in place as your leader for water teams. All right, so for you, sliming, you want to do Phantom Forest, this map right here, number 5, the XP mode, so you get the most experience that you can. You're going to battle it. You'll just always auto the first 2 waves. The next wave gets destroyed. Okay, and then the third wave is where you catch. The reason you always auto the first 2 waves if you're going for sliming type runs is you do not want to risk not having any catches left on the third wave if something cool shows up. Also, if you focus on one map to do your catching, you will invest in making sure that that map has the highest possible catch rate set up. So I've got this map, I actually have all the maps set to the highest catch rate. So catch that slime. Oh, I failed. I had an 80% chance to catch him and I failed. So now I have a 100% chance to catch him. Now, because I said what I need is a light slime to make an Evo 3 slime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run real quick to a different map, which is way over here and way up here. And I'm going to go after this map here. And this way I'm going to catch hopefully 2 slimes on this map. So on wave 2, I'll catch one of them, and then hopefully I'll have another one on the last wave. Now, one of the things that you can also do, you can use the catches to save your bacon when things are going badly. Like, for example, this team was not really set up to come to this map, and so things aren't going so great at the moment. So if he attacks the dragon's probably going, oh, it didn't quite die. So this team, usually I send a different team to this map, but I was lazy and didn't change the team out. So I'm going to go ahead and catch this one slime here. And I'll probably, I should be all right at this point. Well, all right, so they're just gonna be a pain, but I should still be okay. Because I need to get, I've got 2 catches left for the last map, and there should be at least 1 slime there for me to catch. Well, unless they crit me, in which case I might not be okay. Oh, nope, they did get me. All right, well, I thought I'd be able to get through them, but all right, so you can continue. Don't ever spend the Astro Gems to continue. Not worth it. All right, so I caught one of the slimes that I needed. Yeah, I'm going to swap my team out real quick. So I'm going to have him stay. These guys are going to come out. And we're going to drop in Lat and Dark Miho and Dark Sparkets. Okay, so the light Astromons are damaged more severely by my Dark Astromons, and in turn, they'll target my Dark Astromons. These Dark Astromons are much better equipped than the other ones. I started playing about 4 months after they started the game. I didn't get in on some of the initial events that they did. So the game's been up for, technically they just had their 2nd year anniversary, but this is their 3rd Jack Festival. So it's just the way that the timing has played out. Maybe it's their third year. Oh, and see, that's why you don't catch stuff in the first wave, because you might have something like a Yeti show up somewhere else. You always want to try catching the super rares, because the super rares always give you Astrogems. And I just burned all my catch attempts to try catching her and failed. But because I failed, I will get Superstone materials for having killed her. Right there. So ×4 Superstone materials. Those only drop on extreme maps, though. So you have to do an extreme map to get the Superstone materials to show up when you kill a rare, super rare, or legendary. Well, these guys are all sorts of dead. But I did not get the final light slime that I needed so I could finish my slime, because I tried catching the super rare. Alright, Chaos, take care. Good to see you. Good luck playing. Alright, so that'll end my, well, you know, I'm going to still finish the slime guide off. So since I started the slime guide, I'm, by gosh, going to finish the slime guide. I'm just trying to get this last slime first. Hey, sweet. You actually, I think, are my first Twitch Prime subscriber. Thank you, Chaos. I'm not sure what Twitch Prime subscription actually does. I'll have to look that up. I can click on it. It'll tell me, I guess. So I'll click on it. But thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. No idea yourself. Well, hey, I'm happy I got a Twitch Prime subscriber. You can be the first of hopefully the millions that join up. Anyway, drive safe picking your kids up. Not sure why some of them have SP build faster than the others. That's just odd. Oh, because I stunned them with his ults. That's why. Alright, so there's the slime that I needed so I could finish showing the slime guide. So I needed that slime right there. And then I'll catch the other stuff to... Oh, okay, well, on my second try, I'll catch the slime right there. He's going to be very happy to join me, because he'll be the slime number 4 that I needed. and then we're going to target off that guy. Yeah, they are definitely raking out the damage on my poor Sparkit. Miho has the hit points to take the hits. My Miho has like 120 or 130,000 something hit points. Okay, so this isn't the normal team I bring to this map, but I wanted to force feed experience to the Jin, and so he's been force fed some more experience. Alright, so slime wise, you want to, for doing slimes in general, you want to slime on Phantom Forest. Early and mid players. Phantom Forest is where you're sliming. Oh, and I've got the hourly. So I'm going to go ahead and do my evolution here. Evolution these guys up to an Evo 2. Okay. You can do an evolution 2 followed by an evolution 3 at the same thing without going and turning the question right away, and you will not lose the quests for it, for the Astro Gems. So I'm going to hammer those up to the Evo 3. Now, because the Evo 3 Light Slime is an ingredient for the Dark Merlin, I'm going to go ahead and toss this one in my stash. I'm not going to just throw him away, which normally I do with most of those guys when I do that for the low-level things. But I'll toss him into there because I have space. Alright, so now I'm going to go collect out the Astro Gem reward that I got for that. So I got, all told, for having done that Evolution 3, I got 60 for the Evolution 3, and I had to do 4 Evolution 2s to get that. So 60 plus 40, 10 each, is 100 Astro Gems. Alright, so sliming involves earning those 100 Astro Gems for doing the slime, because the slimes are the easiest, most guaranteed catch, because they're basically 80. They should be 80% catch rate for you on a map that you maximize the catch rate. And then after you do a slime set, you would go over to Ancient Dungeon, and you would go to, if you're able to do it, you do B8s. If you're not able to do it, you do whatever the highest level one it is that you can beat on 100% auto as often as you can without failure. So if you can do the B5 or the 3 to 5 star gem, you do that as a guarantee. If you can do the B6, you do that. Once you get to the B7 through B9, you get 4 to 6 star guaranteed gems. You do those. Generally, people will do B8. The B8 does not have a lot of hit points. So you're just going to send in an attack team and you're just going to crush it. Excuse me. So you want to send in as fast of an attack team as you have. You don't want things to take a long time for these fights. So generally water is your friend because water gives you the most damage against fire type units. I'm going to send in Poseidon because he does good damage for me. I think I'll send the, I don't need to send the Sparkit. What was his attack rate again? 659. Okay, so I'll send him. Actually, if you want to slowly level somebody up, you can send somebody that's not max leveled yet. So I'm going to send her. I'm going to let this run real quick, and I'll be back. Sorry about that, but I wanted to get my teeth brushed, and they're brushed. So I feel much better now. All right, so you do these runs, 20 runs each. Generally, you should have a team that does a run in less than a minute once you get to the point that you can do them consistently. You can bring low-level units here, the Water Monas, Shellies. If you need a healer, the Siren, the Mermaid, but you should not need a healer for doing these runs. So you've now gotten 20 gems. You go back over here to your monsters. You go to Manage, and you sell off all of your 3 and 4 star gems. If you're a low level player, you might need to hang on to some of the 4 stars if they're really good. I'm at the point really that unless I've built a 5-star gem, generally all the 5 stars I sell, or unless it's a specific dragon type gem that I might need. All right, so rinse and repeat. You do that over and over again, you will increase your gold and you will increase your Astro gems over time. That would be sliming.